Hey, it's the Lunatic from the woods here, out here, in the middle of the woods again. Beautiful day, you know, just like God intended here. Just out in the woods, out in nature, soaking it all up. So yeah, what I'm going to talk a little bit about is like consciousness, like what actually happens when you become more conscious, like more aware. Consciousness is just awareness. So you're becoming more aware now. I talk about like the devil and stuff, like trying to trick you, and everything with like certain things. For example, like, I mean, if you watch, this is just a small example. If you watch, like, if you're sucked into like, dirty movies and stuff, and like I talk a lot about that with like semen retention. When you become more aware, like, you're not going to be able to do that. Like, even if you tried, you're going to see everything. You're going to see all the pain and the suffering in this girl's eyes, that is doing these things. It's going to look distorted. It's not going to be something that you're going to be too aware. I think I kind of touched slightly on like alcohol. There was a couple different people were like, well, yeah, you could be happy. I'm like, well, yeah, like if you're drinking all the time and everything, like you can be happy. Like, I'm not saying that. Alcohol numbs everything down. It numbs all your feelings and everything down. So, I mean, like, if you're constantly doing that, you're not going to be able to see, these horrible things that you're letting into your life. You're not going to be able to see them. They could be wreaking havoc and everything, and it's not a good thing. Like, you're going to numb that down, and you're not going to have that sense of awareness. You're numbing everything down when you're drinking alcohol. I know some alcoholics, and I could tell from talking to them, it like destroys a certain part of your brain. It really does, because they just don't understand certain things, or they just look at me like I'm crazy, or I don't even know when I stopped drinking. I drank for the majority of my life. I was never a hardcore drinker or anything. Then I had my third eye experience. I would have 1 or 2 beers with my food once a week on Fridays. I was just like, why am I even doing this? I don't even want this. 1 or 2 drinks a week. That's it. For years and years and years. There was and then I started to question, like, why am I even doing this? Like, I don't even really care about this. I'm just not going to do it at all. And it was just so much of like nothing that I can't even remember the last day that I did that. But anyway, like the difference in awareness was crazy. I mean, it was like, that's really when I started to see, if you check out my other videos, like, I really started to see like different things in people, layers and layers of information. I started to become aware of things that, other people, they weren't aware of themselves. I could see things in them that they weren't aware of. And I start to realize that. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing something that this person isn't even aware of. And then you got into like reading minds and everything. But just like think about that, like one drink And this is a man-made chemical that you're putting in your body, and no one really questions it. And it's just, I don't know, but and yeah, I mean, like the devil will give you temporary happiness. Like if you get sucked into one of these low vibrational things, that's how it gets you. Like it'll give you temporary happiness, and then you get sucked into this dark cesspool of, just mess. And it could wreak some real havoc, and you can go through a lot of pain and suffering. And I mean, but again, like we're all going in the same spot. We're all going to end up in the same place. You have to, Carl Jung even said it, before you get to heaven, you have to trudge through hell first. And that's true. Because how are you going to know what hell is if you haven't experienced it? So consciousness, I mean, you're going to be aware of all these little subtleties. When these people come at you and they're constantly giving you pictures of themselves and everything, they're trying to justify that to you that they're happy so they could feel like they're happy. Like it's not, you could see it in their face and in their eyes and in their soul. Like, people have come up to me and they oh, I'm so happy, huh? Okay, go ahead and be happy. Like what does this have to do with me? It's because they're not happy, and they're trying to project that onto you. They're trying to just say, like, look, like I'm happy, and that if you think that they're happy, then they could justify it in their mind. It's a little mind trick. And then it goes into like if you watch TV, you're looking at everything and you're just like, we're being conditioned. We're being conditioned to want to drink. Everyone's just drinking their asses off. The fear, people instilling fear, you get that through the TV. There's these horrible scenes and everything with violence and, everything just being over sexualized. You could see that, like, that is slipping into your subconscious and actually dictating the way that you live. And like a lot of these things, like you'll just be like, nope, I'm not doing it. and you'll walk away, and people will get mad at you. I've had people get mad at me, like really mad, because I wouldn't have a drink with them. I was like, I don't drink. I'll drink water. I'm not doing this to be like, I'm not going to put something in my body that I don't want in my body just to be polite. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So yeah, just, become more aware, and the devil will have a really hard time sinking in. By the devil, I mean, people, I just call it the devil, but I've had people put comments in there too. It's funny that, like, oh, God and the devil are the same thing. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about like Abraxas, yeah, Abraxas is everything. And there was even said to be there's no point in even praying to Abraxas, the whole spectrum of everything. So you're praying to the positive force. There's a positive and a negative force. The negative force is just the devil. That's what I'm calling the devil. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Lunatic from the woods here. I'll put a cool link to a cool journal here. I put some notebooks in there. Check them out. Pretty cool. If you like the little sunrise, you can get it on a little notebook. So yeah, journaling's kind of like an important part in spirituality, I feel like. That's why I post them up there. I wouldn't do it if I thought otherwise. Just subscribe, get a little picture of the sun, wake up with the Lunatic, and have that coffee or tea. You guys have a blessed day, and that is all I have. I hope you're enjoying my rants. Yeah, definitely leave the comments. The comments brighten my day.